It's the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion. This is for Saturday, the 18th of October. I'm Michael Groff. A beautiful weekend ahead here in the Valley and statewide. Temperatures pretty close to seasonal averages. Dry conditions will continue. We will be a little bit warmer as we head into the first half of this upcoming week. And then an upper level low will cross the region, bringing a few showers to parts of the state. Could we see anything here in the Valley? We'll talk about that. Plus, hot off the presses, a brand new winter weather outlook has been issued. Will it be a cool and wet winter for us here in Arizona? We'll talk about that and so much more as we dive on in and discuss. First, the almanac from yesterday. 83 degrees was the afternoon high for your Friday after a morning low of 61. 89 and 65 are the averages for this time of year. Looking outside right now at this ridiculously early hour of 4:30 a.m., clear sky across the area, 64 degrees at Sky Harbor, dew points at 46, relative humidity 52%, the winds are light, and the barometer is steady. Satellite picture out here across the west, severe clear for Arizona as the main storm track is well to the north of us. High pressure is building in, and that will keep us warm and dry for a while. There is an upper low that's developing to the west of Baja, and we'll be watching that for at least something of a monkey wrench into the forecast for the middle part of this upcoming week. The watch warning map is pretty quiet across the country. Some frost advisories and some freeze warnings over parts of Kansas, Nebraska, and the adjacent states. Convective outlook for today. We've got some active weather on the board. The slight risk of severe storms, level 2 out of 5 from around Little Rock and Shreveport, eastward toward Memphis, Jackson, Mississippi, Columbus, with the broader severe weather risk extending all the way up into parts of the Ohio Valley. The tropics and the Atlantic Basin are fairly quiet. We do have a system that's out there heading toward the North Atlantic. That is a steaming hot cup of nothing. That will not develop, or even if it does get a classification, it's not going to affect anybody. That's one of those systems that many years ago would never have even been considered to be on the board for tropical development. We have another little feature that's moving toward the islands right now and will ultimately end up in the Caribbean. This does have a low chance of developing. The conditions in the Caribbean are at least marginally favorable for development, so the National Hurricane Center has given this a 30% probability to develop. Here's the precipitation outlook for us, valid through next Saturday morning from the WPC. Rain amounts in Phoenix, nothing. Statewide, not much. Yes, there could be some light precip across northern Arizona, maybe the eastern mountains of our state, but generally less than 1/10 of an inch. So what's going on with this weather pattern in more detail? To discuss that right now, let's take a look at the models, see what's going on. Here we are. This is the GFS. It is the 06Z run. This is valid at 5 o'clock this afternoon. The upper look at 500 millibars. That's about 18,000 feet up. We got that system moving into the plain states, bringing some strong or severe storms to parts of the southeast U.S. But for us, high pressure is building in. There's that upper low well to the west. We'll talk about that in a bit. What it all means for us down at the surface for the rest of the day today. Sunny and just plain old pleasant for this time of year. Highs low to mid 80s. The sky's sunny, the air dry. And even in the mountains, generally 50s and 60s should just be gorgeous. A few clouds maybe at times in parts of southeast Arizona. That's it. For tonight, clear sky. Overnight lows mid-50s in the cool spots, low 60s in the urban core. Tomorrow, we are sunny, a little bit warmer. Highs in the mid to upper 80s. Monday, high temperatures close to 90. The sky is sunny. The air continues to be dry. Here's Tuesday. That upper low is beginning to move toward us now. We'll see some increase in clouds by late in the day Tuesday and Tuesday night. And there might be some widely scattered showers across parts of northern and eastern Arizona. But even at that, they'd be widely spaced and very light. We've gone ahead and taken the chance of rain out of the forecast here in Phoenix because, quite candidly, there might be a sprinkle or a shower someplace, but the chance is so low that it's not even going to warrant a mention. Other than that, that system will pass with little fanfare, and on Wednesday, high temperatures will again be back in the mid to upper 80s, again with a stray shower in the far eastern mountains, perhaps in the morning, and then moving out later in the day. Here's Thursday. Again, quiet conditions. The main storm track remains to our north. Temperatures still holding in the mid to perhaps upper 80s for the warmest desert spots. And on Friday, we remain mostly sunny, dry. High temperatures again, somewhere in the upper 50s and 60s in the mountains, generally 80s to near 90 for the warmest desert spots. A week from today, this is Saturday the 25th, and now we've got a pretty impressive trough moving into the Pacific Northwest. We're going to watch that system. Temperatures would be coming down here as the upper heights fall off, as our ridge gets pushed off to the east ahead of that system. So highs probably dropping back into the upper 70s to mid 80s for the deserts. Now here's Sunday, the 26th, and now the GFS shows this system sliding on through the southwest. It's a fairly cold system, and in this configuration, we might actually see some scattered showers across central and northern Arizona, maybe even some snow for the higher elevations. Now here in Phoenix, probably not much. It would be breezy, it would be cooler. High temperatures would likely fall into the 70s in that setup. But this is a progressive system, and its trajectory is not favorable for advecting much moisture in here. And that's why I think this far south we would be dry. And that is what typically happens with storm systems that move through the area this time of year. They may give some light precipitation to the northern part of the state, but all it gives us is usually breezy and cooler conditions in southern Arizona. Let's keep going. This is Monday, the 27th, out to the end of the forecast period here. That system now moves off into the plain states. High pressure builds in behind it, so we'd start to warm up and, of course, dry out. And let's take a look at rainfall for Phoenix here. This goes out through the 1st of November. This is off the GFS ensemble, and really not much of anything. Well under 1/10 of an inch is the ensemble mean here. You've got 31 members, and a good number of them show nothing at all. This is the European ensemble, and that is almost zero, and the same thing for the European AI ensemble. Each of those has 51 members, hardly a 1. I mean, we've got maybe, about 10 or 11 on this that show some measurable precipitation, maybe 12 members there, and less than 10 there. So you can see the ensemble mean, again, barely about at 1/100th of an inch. So not expecting any precipitation around here anytime soon. And looking at temperatures off the national blend of models, yeah, it's going to warm up a bit, especially tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday. Temps will retreat a little bit late in this period. But overall, this is nothing crazy out of bounds for this time of year, as temperatures will seesaw between slightly above and slightly below average. And that is, no, that's not going to do it just yet. I almost forgot the most important part. I buried the lead on you. Here we go. The winter weather outlook from the Climate Prediction Center. This is the newest one. And temperatures for us here in Arizona this winter are expected to be above average, with La Nina conditions, albeit a weak La Nina anticipated through at least the mid to late winter. That usually translates to temperatures a little bit above average. Now, that's not as much a guarantee as the precipitation aspect of this, but much of the southern tier of the U.S. and even the East Coast is expected to see temperatures above average. Precipitation, below average. And that is a more common instance in La Nina. Now, I know the winter of 2022-23, it was a wet winter. In fact, record snows in the Sierra, and that was a La Nina year. These are probabilities. These are not guarantees. There's basically no such thing as a guarantee in weather. It's just that probability based on past performance and based on how the pattern is, the long wave pattern will set up, probability favors these conditions. Below average precipitation here in the southwest, much of the southern tier, Florida, but above average precipitation for the northern tier of the lower 48, including Seattle and Portland and Boise and Helena, Montana, over toward Grand Forks and Minneapolis and Milwaukee, Chicago. Those areas, above average precipitation is the more likely outcome, as storm systems will be more prominent there. So that's how it looks for us this winter, but that's just probability. Hey, you never know, right? And that's going to do it for the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for today. My next video back here tomorrow morning. Should you happen to enjoy these videos, be sure to subscribe, like, share, click that notification bell, leave those comments, questions, and suggestions. If you're really enjoying what we do here, you want to support the channel, click that thanks icon below the video here on YouTube. Make a contribution to us that way, or via PayPal. groffshow@gmail.com is that PayPal address. It's GROFF show@gmail.com for PayPal. And our Venmo is also linked up down in the description as well. The executive producer of the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion is my OAO, the sweetest of all time, the Asian sensation and proprietor of sweetchildaz.com.org and the Facebook page of the same name, Sweet Child Arizona, talking about my Michelle. Check her out. Blogs, videos, everything Michelle related, Kylie related, Adriana related as well. It's all linked up down in the description, so check that out. Our streaming station available 24/7, 365. It's called KMGX. We play a ton of music, have a lot of fun with that over there, so give that a listen. And I want you to check out Dan over at the Courtroom Files YouTube channel, The Courtroom Files on YouTube, courtroomfiles.com for all your Courtroom Files merch. The Courtroom Files is a YouTube channel that is not AI slop. It is human produced, human curated, human edited, all human all the time. So that's another reason to watch it. But I mean, it's just great content anyway. And to show you how human it is, check it out tonight, 8 p.m. East, 5 p.m. Pacific on the Courtroom Files YouTube channel. Dan will be doing some gaming over there. And I assure you, if you thought for even a second there was AI involved, wait till you watch Dan play some, I think he's playing Unravel tonight. And you will see there's no AI involved in this channel at all. Dan is going to, this game is tough. I'm telling you right now, I would never even be able to get past the first level on this game, this Unravel game. But if you have some tips, we want to help out Dan, go check out his stream tonight over on the Courtroom Files YouTube channel, 8 p.m. East, 5 Pacific. That's going to do it. That's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. All of your continued support. It's amazing. It is so greatly appreciated. Please be safe out there. And yeah, even though the temperatures are cooler, I'm still telling you to stay cool and stay hydrated. Have yourselves a beautiful rest of your Saturday.